Hi there YouTube world, my name's Katrina. I wanted to share this video with you. It's going to be about some really good dating tips. How to date the right person for you. How do we get this right? And I've been watching a few YouTube videos of late and watching stories. You guys have made up these stories that you're posting on video on YouTube, and you're creating all these stories of what not to do, all these stupid stuff ups with the dating world. And my daughter was asking me, Mummy, how do I date the right person? How do I find a video here on YouTube about, some information on how to date the right person? So I thought I would make this video and help you guys, not only just for her, but for her friends, for you, for everybody in the know who's starting to date and really not knowing what to do. Can't talk to your parents, girlfriends don't have much experience, and you're turning to the internet to find out some information. This is the video for you. This is the one you want to watch. There's 3 steps in dating somebody. There's the pre-meet period of time. There's the meeting, the actual physical meeting to see if there's chemistry between you and this person that you've been talking to. And then there's the actual, making sure that date goes right for you, and so that you are equipped with the right information, with a lot of resources, so that you're able to enjoy your experience and make sure that that person will want to date you again, to come back for a second date and a third date. Making sure you've got that chemistry, making sure that that person is exactly right for you. It's very important. So let's talk about the first pre-meet. Pre-meeting somebody. How do we find someone who's going to be that connection for you? Usually for people today, they got on a lot of websites. They might go on some of the dating sites, some of the apps, whether it's Oasis, Adult Matchmaker, Tinder. Tinder seems to be the trending, most used app to find someone for them to date. That app is the one that we all seem to turn to, especially the young people today. And so they get on there and they quickly find someone that they want to talk to. There's a very fast connection. Usually, you just see the person's picture that's up and whether you have a connection, a chemistry there with them. Making sure you choose the right person is very important. It's very important that while you're talking to this person, before you meet them, set some rules and boundaries for yourself, so that there's some boundaries there between you and that person, because quite often we jump into a sexual connection way too fast. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we get the foundation of friendship locked in, and there's this mutual respect between you both. You want to make sure there's a foundation of caring and kindness, that this person is caring, is kind towards you, is considerate and thoughtful. And not only that, but it's reciprocated, and making sure that there's this respect of reciprocation. So once you've established that you like someone and someone likes you, and you've exchanged, I like you and you like them, talking to this person for a period of time gives you a foundation of what this person's going to be like. You want to make sure that this person's right for you, that maybe your parents would maybe be proud, or your friends would agree that this is the person for you, and to make sure that you like this person. And so sometimes telling a little white lie can help you to establish time with this person before you physically go on a date, and that will set the boundaries for this person. Not only set the boundaries, but give you a whole lot of information that perhaps we tend to jump, overlook, travel too fast before jumping into bed with them. And quite often that happens way too quickly, and before we know it, we've realized we're with the wrong person. We want to, I think the aim of dating is to make sure you sleep with the least amount of people as possible, so that your sexual health is preserved, is guaranteed to be 100% healthy, and that you're not exposing yourself to something of the unknown. A lot of the time, you know, there's STDs and sexually transmitted germs and things like that. Usually something we tend to have foresight for. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have done this. You know, to give yourself that respect of making sure that you preserve yourself sexually by getting the dating scene right for yourself is one way of preserving your sexual health. If you can get it right in these steps and follow these equations, you will have a better experience, be more positive, perhaps more connecting and nurturing with that person. So if you can establish a period of time by talking to them, you know, once you've built up a lot of trust, well, what I call phone trust, texting trust. There's all those levels of trust. You'll have a trust when you're actually physically by the side of that person, a different form of trust. There'll be a trust of whether, you know, you can hop into a car with that person, just you and them. And it's important that those are established. So by talking to them, give it a period of time, give it a week or two at least. Talk to them, you know, 20 minutes a day, so or 20 minutes every second day, so that there's a guarantee that you will have enough information about them by the time you physically meet them. If you're able to get past those points and physically meet them, when you physically meet somebody, you will know whether you've got the chemistry there and whether you really do want to go further. Some rules that will help you are, if you can never ever talk about sex, don't mention the word sex, don't mention anything in regards to sex prior to meeting them. This then sends them and the messages that you are setting the concrete foundation for friendship, so that when you do meet them and you do decide that there is that chemistry with them, then you would choose whether you wish to go further. Physically meeting them is a small space that you're able to make decisions very quickly whether you wish to continue on with the date, you know, whether it be an hour or two, or whether, you know, oh, it's just for a quick coffee. I've got, you know, I promised my mother I'd spend, you know, some cooking time with her, you know. So sometimes making up a small little white lie can help you to get out of a very sticky situation, especially if you're not comfortable. It's very, very important that you're comfortable. Make sure before you go and meet that person that you have told somebody exactly where you're going. I guess the rule to dating is to make sure it's one-on-one. Never take a friend, never do a double date, always go by yourself. So it's really important that if you do go by yourself, and hopefully you will, because that'll give the chance for the relationship or the friendship to actually blossom without any interferences. By telling somebody where you're going gives you a safety net, so that if anything, for God forbid, if anything did actually go wrong, you have told one person. It doesn't necessarily have to be your parents or some, you know, auntie, uncle, brother, sister. Just someone who's non-judgmental and understands that, okay, you've met someone from a dating site and you are actually going to go and meet them. Tell them where you're going. Tell them it's private and you only wish for this to be kept very, very, you know, between you and them, so that at least there's a safety net for if anything goes wrong. Tell somebody. Go on your own. Make sure you set a boundary for whether you know, if you're really, you will know within the first 10 seconds of meeting somebody whether you are actually going to like them. If you're sexually connected or you've got the chemistry, the fireworks there, people tend to know within 10 seconds of meeting somebody whether that chemistry is there for you. I would highly suggest, if you actually meet somebody and you know that there's no chemistry, don't get a meal out of that person. Don't go getting a ride from that person. Stay as independent as you can, so that you've at least given yourself the best chance possible that, okay, you've spoken to them for a week or two, you've actually met this person, but unfortunately you've gotten all this way down this track, but the physical connection, chemistry isn't there for you. That's okay. And it's okay for you to say, right, you know, I'm going to call this, I'm going to call it now. And say, I will not go any further. I won't waste his time. I won't waste my precious time. It also eliminates the risk if you get yourself into trouble with this person. If you can, limit the amount of drinks you have. Have yourself 1 drink, 2 drinks maximum, so that you are in control of the situation for if, you know, there isn't the chemistry and you do decide to bail, so that you can drive, you know, to the next destination, whether it's home or, you know, meeting the next person. You might have 2 in that day, who knows, but make sure you're safe. You don't necessarily have to receive a meal or a drink from them. Sometimes the boys in particular have an expectation that if they're going to pay for you in any way, sometimes it can be right down to picking you up, driving you. They've gone and organised all these things. And so that if, you know, by you having a drink and a meal, if you can eliminate, get out of that situation as soon as possible, the better off you will be, the less risk that you have for your sexual health, and the more time you'll save for yourself. It's important that you know what you're doing and that you're constantly thinking a step ahead of the date so that you have the best experience possible. Not only that, but if you can create the best experience possible, you know, the chances are the connection between you and that person will actually go on further than that first date, that first physical date. So once you've, you know, set those rules, and if you have, you know, gone with those sequences and this equation of having the best experience possible, then the next phase of that experience will be even better. If you can get past having a dinner and, you know, you're chemistry, physically attracted to this person, the next step is the kiss. So if you happen to have a kiss on this date, try not to leave it too late into the date. Try not to kiss your date just after a meal either. Really big tip for you would be to make sure you don't eat garlic. Avoid garlic. That will give you clean breath. Make sure that after you've eaten food, there's a mint. Always be prepared. Take mints with you at all times, no matter what. That way, your kiss experience will be a fresh, minty kiss. Don't be too forceful. Be as passionate as possible. If you're too shy in front of other people, you know, maybe after your dinner, go for a walk, whether if you've had, you know, a nice eat at the beach or something and the sun's going down, or if, you know, it's nighttime, go somewhere safe. Make sure you're not too far away from where you've been, and there are people who can still see you, so that your safety is still being looked over by the community, I guess, by anyone in the public eye, so that if anything does go wrong, you're still safe, even though you're one-on-one. So, you know, and the kiss will always tell you whether that person's really into you, or if it's a kiss that they just want to take you to bed, or if it's a kiss of they like you and they're nervous but they don't know what to do next. So there's a few kisses to look out for, and it's important you know that kiss well. In the kiss also too, I always say it's always in the kiss, you know, whether that person is a good kisser. If they are a good kisser, high chances are that they're a very good lover in bed. They know what they're doing. You want to try and avoid any dates that can be incredibly shy. You want to avoid them so that you're not always working really hard to make sure you have a really good experience. You want to make sure that they do have the confidence to kiss you, or to at least, you know, take the control. You want to make sure that your date isn't too forceful for you, isn't rushing things. You know, there are ways of slowing things down, or, you know, being at the right place. If you ever feel that you do have a date and you feel like you're always teaching them, signs are that you will be teaching them throughout the whole relationship with them. So if you can meet someone who does have those experiences, or has the confidence to be forthcoming but not too forceful, but just gentle with you, has that respect, that's the type of person you want to date, because they're not too self-conscious. They're concerned for you, they like you. So is it a good idea that from there you be driven home? Yes, it's a good idea to know that you will be getting home. Often, boys think that they're going to be invited in. That's going to come down to you, whether you think that your sexual health is important to you. Are you prepared? Do you have your dating tools prepared? Do you have your condoms and lube to make sure that if anything does occur, that you have your safety nets again in progress, so that if anything did happen, you're protected. It's very important as a young person in particular that you look after your sexual health. I think for any age, I'm single. I've been single for quite some time now, and I'm finding that by these rules, having these rules and sticking to them, I'm finding I'm having a better dating experience, and I hope that you will too. So is it okay to take someone home on the first date? Well, it's going to come down to you and whether you think you've had enough time talking to that person, whether you've had enough time to make those judgments of whether they do want to be your boyfriend, or maybe they're not looking to have a boyfriend. Maybe they're looking for someone just to connect at night. That's going to come down to you making sure that you get the best experiences from having a sexual partner. I think it's really important to have a sexual commitment when you are dating somebody, and if you can establish that rather soon, maybe a week or two, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, to establish that if you are seeing somebody and you are having a sexual relationship with them, to set those boundaries sooner than later, to work out whether they are seeing other people or whether it's just you, and that way you'll have a better experience. I think that if you know that emotion's mutual, get onto that straight away. This is the best advice I think I can give you for now, and I might break them down a little bit more. I'll have a think about, but I'm definitely going to be telling you guys some stories about what are the best experiences you could give for yourself, and whether you can learn from any of my mistakes or any of my hot dating tips that I can give you. I hope that this can reach out to you and give you the best experiences possible. All right, guys, signing out. So see you guys later. See you, world, and see you all guys next time. Bye.